Hey guys, welcome to the channel. It's me, Colin, Project Constitution. Today I want to address something, this video by Kash Patel. He is calling on Congress to enact laws to censor us and to suppress anybody investigating the Charlie Kirk death as misinformation and conspiracy theories. I'm sorry, but any of you who have looked at this case can clearly see that nothing adds up. The FBI's narrative, there's no way he was shot with the 30-06 round. There's no gun seen on the guy that comes off the roof. They cropped out the photo of the suspect actually shooting on the roof. The image that they have, it would show the whole thing, but for some reason they didn't give us that part. They just gave us a section of him coming off the roof. Why? And then he was asked in an interview, where's the gun when the guy jumps off the roof? Because he obviously doesn't have it in his backpack. We would see it. There's no way he would be able to break it down, again, because you would see it. And he didn't have it in his pants because as he jumps down, his legs bend, and your legs can't do that if he would have had a gun in there. So, 4-foot long gun or whatever. So nothing adds up. Even the photo of the shooter in the stairwell, I think that's complete misinformation. I think that's to throw us off the real trail, that he was shot by his own people right there at the tent. And Kash doesn't like that we're exposing all the lies that the FBI has put out. He doesn't like that we're investigating the truth and making the FBI look bad. But the thing is, we're not really making the FBI look bad. They're making themselves look bad by feeding us complete garbage, complete bullshit, and gaslighting us. And the fact that he wants to have Congress try to pressure Elon and all these other social media companies to censor us and to shut us all down so we can't talk about it, and everybody just eat up the FBI narrative and believe it is truth, I think that's complete bullshit, and that's why I'm calling it out. Let's check out this video and let's see it for yourself.
The simple answer, in my opinion, is social media is wildly out of control, and there's too much clickbait in this country. And one of the things I highlighted at Congress in my testimony last week was, if we want to protect our youth, we got to get more involved in social media and online platforms, because that's where the folks, the assassins of this world, get radicalized. That's where they're the lone wolf actors in general. And so we have to get after that problem set. And I ask for Congress' help in doing so.
Yeah, we do have to prevent people from instigating violence or fostering violence online on these platforms, but there's already laws that are in place to prevent that. There's already laws that you can't call on somebody's death. You can't call on violence for somebody. You can't call for an assassination of a leader. You can't do that. That is illegal. That will get you locked up. So honestly, the FBI needs to get better at enforcing the laws that are currently on the books and not trying to press more laws on us and use that as the scapegoat to censor all of us looking into Charlie Kirk, because he doesn't like that we're telling the truth and waking people up to the fact that the FBI story is bullshit.
But speaking of Charlie Kirk, who was a very dear friend of mine, and then I was tasked with leading the nationwide manhunt to find the perpetrators involved, of course we were going to use every...
Oh, but in that nationwide manhunt, you forgot to mention that he was seen with a female accomplice on that street in the Ring doorbell camera while he's changing clothes, allegedly anyway. So why, when we were looking for that manhunt and trying to find the suspect, why didn't you mention the fact that there was a female accomplice seen changing clothes? Why didn't you mention the Ring doorbell camera that showed him? Why didn't you release that footage? You think, that would be pretty crucial to the investigation for us to know if there's possibly a female accomplice with him. So what's the deal with that? I really would like him to comment on that.
Resource we have to find every single person involved, and the investigation's still ongoing. But
it's not ongoing. They're trying to shut it down. They're trying to pressure the local police to close the books, close the case. Tyler Robinson's guilty. Enough said. They want us all to just shut up, take it, believe the narrative. That's what they're trying to do. He's full of shit when he says the investigation's still going. That's just gaslighting tactics to try to placate people that see that things don't add up. In reality, they're not investigating a single one of these leads that we're giving them, that we're calling out. I guarantee it.
As one of the pillars of my leadership here at the FBI is transparency. We've produced more documents to Congress than my last two predecessors combined by twofold. Just to put it in perspective. So when we take our investigations out to the streets, I have the same ethos. And this is how we got Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin, so fast.
No, you got Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin so fast because he's not the guy, he's a patsy, and you set him up. That's why you also couldn't answer the question about DNA. You said, oh, well, there's DNA on the towel that the gun was found in. There's DNA on the screwdriver on the roof, but you didn't say there was DNA on the gun. You didn't say there was ballistics on Tyler's hands or clothing that proved that he fired that gun. There's no proof even tying that gun to the shooting. Nothing adds up, guys.
The Boston Marathon bomber, which happened in downtown Boston during the Boston Marathon.
Oh, and by the way, he's talking about the Boston Marathon bombing. Let me just tell you, George Zinn was also there too. George Zinn was arrested for that, for making false statements to the police, calling in a false threat. He was there for that. He was there for 9/11. George Zinn, look into him. I posted a post about George Zinn. He is a deep state operative and is brought out anytime they want to do one of these cover-up jobs. So go check it out for yourself. But George Zinn is not just some random crazy person in the crowd. He was specifically put there on purpose. He's an operative and he's involved.
Which happened in downtown Boston during the Boston Marathon, took 5 days, and there was a police officer was killed in that manhunt. Luigi Mangione, who allegedly murdered an individual, the CEO of the healthcare company, in downtown Manhattan in broad daylight, took 5 days to find him. Our investigation is very much ongoing. But we've also, Armstrong, in an unusual thing, put out publicly more information as to what we found because it is of such public importance. The flip side of that is the social media people get involved and they come run with their crazy conspiracy theories because it makes them money. It gives them clickbait. And I don't work for them and I don't respond to them.
It's not crazy conspiracy theories, and it has nothing to do, well, some people might do with money, but me personally, it has nothing to do with money. It has to do with getting to the truth. I want the truth. I'm tired of having our FBI lie to us and gaslight us and not tell us the true story. They're covering something up. It's very apparent to all of us. Their story does not add up. All we're doing is asking questions, and them not answering those questions are what is leading to more speculation. So if they would just be transparent, he claims he's being transparent, but he's not. If they would be transparent and actually answer the questions we have about the DNA, about the rifle, about the autopsy, the ballistics, if he would answer that stuff, then that would clear up a lot of questions and doubt that we may have. That being said, I guarantee you they're going to change the narrative at some point because nothing adds up. There's no way he was shot with a 30-06 from that roof. No way in hell. Regardless of who did it, no way in hell that's where the shot came from. Not with that gun. And not that round.
My duty is to the American people. If there was anyone else involved in Charlie Kirk's murder, you can look at our record. We'll find them and we'll get them.
But you do work and respond to all of us. We are all American citizens. Just because you don't like what we're saying doesn't mean you can ignore us. You're a public servant. Remember that. You may not like that we're out here investigating Charlie Kirk's murder and don't believe your lies. But you still have to answer to us. Once again, he's saying that us people still investigating Charlie Kirk. He calls us crazy conspiracy theorists. He doesn't answer to us. However, on one hand, Kash Patel says, oh, well, we're investigating all your leads. This is still an open investigation. But on the other hand, he's saying these are all crazy conspiracy theories and we don't answer to those people. So which is it? Clearly, you're even lying here. You're saying that you're investigating all the leads that we're giving you and all the questions we're raising and doubts, but then on the other hand, you're saying that you don't believe any of it. It's all crazy conspiracy theories, and we're all just fucking lunatics. So make that make sense, guys. Clearly, Kash Patel is lying his ass off. Anyway, keep your eyes open. Keep your head on a swivel. Don't believe the lies, the narrative being pushed. And remember that this Republican versus Democrat that they want you to believe, it has nothing to do with that. That is just a ploy to keep us all fighting each other. It's not us versus each other. It's not Republicans versus Democrat. It's us versus them. It's us plebs versus the elitists and the people that control the world, the government, the world, whatever you want to call it. And I'm tired of watching them keep getting away with lying to us and gaslighting us and getting special treatment and not doing what they're supposed to do. I'm tired of it. They need to stop getting away with everything they're doing to us. And now is the time to speak out and make our voices heard. And I'm doing that. And I was inspired by Charlie Kirk to do that. And that's why I'm here. That's why my face is now on camera doing this. I want justice for Charlie. I want an FBI that we can actually trust, that are going to do the job that we want them to do. And currently, we don't have that. And I hope we can get there. I want to have faith in Kash, but currently, he's lying to us. I don't know whether that's because he's being misled or what the reason, but for whatever reason, he is lying to us. And he needs to be called out. And that's what I'm doing. That's all for the video today. Have a nice one.